Hello, everybody, and welcome to my 14th episode of the Formula 1 Career Mode with the Yeongam Korean Grand Prix well underway. And you can see in practice there, I was within the top 5, which was absolutely fantastic. But the other guys in my sort of rivalry were well down. But now it's time for qualifying 1, where I'm currently in 13th, which is more than enough to get me through. But certainly you shouldn't rest on your laurels in the early sessions of qualifying. I'm about to cross the line in a time of 1:43.09, which puts me into 5th position for the time being. Oh, excuse me, I'm a bit short of breath. But there you go. I actually ended up in 11th place, so it was good that I made the improvement. And the shock absentees in the session were Romain Grosjean and Adrian Sutil both getting eliminated, as a lot of drivers didn't put in their 100% best efforts. As you can see, Nico Hülkenberg is 2nd when he should normally be in the top 10. Now, the all-important Q2 session is underway. I don't know what time I set in Sector 1, but you can see it must have been something decent. I was aiming for about a 36 something, and then I take the rather boring complex of corners there, and I'm away. Paul di Resta was ahead, but he let me through, no problem. Now the double apex sort of turn there, and then straight into another right down the 3rd gear, and another tight left, and then we're on schedule. I believe Gutierrez 1:43.1 is the time to beat. If I can get a 1:43.0 like I did last time, I'll be flying. Absolutely belting that curb just before the exit. 5th gear and 6th down this final hill, and it's a 1:42.6. Absolutely fantastic. So I am in the top 10 with time to spare, and it's up to Gutierrez and company to reply if they have enough time. But it turns out they didn't. The checkered flag was out. I was on pretty much a rubber lap. I didn't do very much here, but Gutierrez failed to improve his time, so that puts me 10th and into Q3 for one last chance to improve my grid slot. And you can see I'm waving my wheel in delight. So there you go. I'm still quite a bit behind, but you can see Pastor Maldonado did well in 13th. Paul di Resta eliminated in 12th. So that leaves us with the small matter of Q3. Only the 2nd time I've made it after the disappointment of Singapore. I'm back in the top 10 shootout, and at the moment you can see there 36.8. No one has set their time yet, but I went out on my own. I didn't really care what time I did. I just wanted to set something on the option tire, since I felt it would be better to do that strategy. But you can see now Alonso and Hamilton and Vettel and everyone are setting purples, so I'm pretty much well off the pace. It was a failed gamble if I wanted to actually be competitive, but it was worth a try. And now I take the final few corners, and away we go. 1:37, 38, 39, 40. That's how slow I was. Nowhere near the top, and I actually ended up doing a 1:42.9, so I was 2.5 seconds back from the pole sitter Vettel, but in the end it didn't really matter too much. There we go. Sebastian Vettel on pole. Hamilton and Alonso complete the top 3. Rosberg and Webber, with Massa, Raikkonen, Perez and Button, are the remaining drivers. So well done to me. 10th was exactly what the team wanted, but now they expect me to finish in 8th position for this Grand Prix. It's not going to be easy, but one thing's for sure, I'm not going to just sit there and give up. So here we go. The lights are extinguished. We're away. And Perez to my 12 o'clock, Button to my immediate right. And it's a good start for me for once. I dive down the inside. There's a small gap. Massa contact made. I'm not too happy about that. But now I'm stuck on the very inside. Slide. I barely survived that one, so I'm going to lose my position to Jenson Button. And now I have to move over to try and get the ideal overtaking spot. I've got plenty of space. And now Jenson Button. Oh, look at that for a dive bomb. 6th place. Absolutely fantastic. And there's going to be all sorts of battles at the back. I think there was a spin. You can see the AI have been held up by someone. I think it was a spinner. If you look back at the replay, you could just barely see someone spinning out. I think it was Jenson Button. But now I'm tailgating Nico Rosberg and I'm away. There the yellow flags confirmed something went wrong. But there we go. 6th position after 2 or 3 turns is very good indeed. But you can see now I'm going to start losing a lot of time to these guys. Raikkonen in particular being held up but he did a good start as well. And you can see now I'm heading left, so this is a full lap of the Yeongam Korean circuit. You can see that's probably my least favourite part of the track. It's definitely my least favourite track on the whole circuit. It's just not at all enjoyable, but I'm doing well so far, so my enjoyment doesn't really matter. And now through the left and rights and another left, you can nearly take that flat out if you're brave. You can see there I nearly went wide, and then another right, and then the final 2 lefts before the end of the lap. So 6th position is more than enough for me. There we go. 1 lap of Korea is complete, and now it's up for grabs to see what happens next. So you can see I'm already 2 seconds behind Kimi Räikkönen. They're just so much faster than me, the opponents. So Nico Rosberg will fancy his chances even before DRS activates. So we're going to continue on board, and Nico Rosberg will have the slipstream on the back straight. Here we go. Can he find the gap? You can see him in the mirrors now. He goes outside. Nico Rosberg outside, braking at the 150 meter board, and he's completely blown me out of the water. That was an excellent pass. And now Sergio Perez wants a chance at me as well. He goes to the inside. Not much I can do, but he eventually starts to leave a little gap out of fairness, and I survive. And now there's Felipe Massa giving Perez a real headache, but he manages to survive. So that's quite a long sequence, but that completes my first lap and a bit of Korea. Now we move on to lap 4. Sergio Perez is still behind and looking to make a pass. He's going to go... No, I really should have gone inside there. Probably one of the faults of the AI. They're not really that brave, but Felipe Massa certainly was. He's up to 7th or 8th position now. A great overtake from the Brazilian. And my tyres are starting to wear out quite a bit. But now it's Massa versus Perez again. I have a nice bit of clear track. And braking as normal, first gear into the hairpin. And Perez re-overtakes. Perez is back in front. And it's just a ding-dong battle. But now my tyres are gone. They didn't survive to lap 6, which is kind of the average. So my gamble in that respect kind of failed. So in my going to the pits, very dangerous entry. I'm sure I've told you that before, but it's a very dangerous entry, and I was lucky to avoid the grass. So here we go. I'm going to head on to the harder tyre for a longer stint. There we go. You can see I was actually furious for a brief second there. The glitch showed the soft tyres, and I was like, oh no, that can't be for real. And thankfully it wasn't. So there we go. I re-emerge in 17th position behind the unfortunate Jensen Button. I make a bad mistake there, but I'm away reasonably clean. So now it's about getting those positions back, and yeah, let's see what happens next. So John Erkenburg's behind, so Pastor Maldonado pitting on lap 7. Romain Grosjean into 12th now. Daniel Ricciardo 8th. You can see there Paul Di Resta not doing very well at all. He's actually stuck in the pits waiting to get out. And now the next set of pitters are in, and this will put me back into the top 10. But where in the top 10 would it be? It's 9th. Felipe Massa has beaten me out of the pits, and you can definitely feel my frustration. There's not much I could do there, but I've lost 2 positions in the pit stop window. But 9th place is still very good, and I have a healthy lead over Esteban Gutierrez. So now it's Alonso, Hamilton, Vettel, Webber, Raikkonen, Perez, Rosberg, Massa, Harman, Gutierrez, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Grosjean, Sutil, Maldonado, Button, Peak, Verne, Di Resta, Jilton, Van der Gaard, and Bianchi, I think. So just as Perez was doing well, he even set a fastest lap. He's actually made a big error, but I can't take full advantage. He just resumed racing as I arrived. So Sergio Perez with a dreadful error, but it's one that I couldn't punish. So you can see just how quick they are compared to me again. He's pretty much out of my sight before I could even react. So Hamilton setting the fastest lap on lap 12. Perez is now well away from me, but Esteban Gutierrez, I'm starting to make gains on him. It's going to be very nip and tuck when I have to make my second pit stops. But Gutierrez a long way back. You can now see it's about 6 seconds, I think, now. Maybe it's a bit less now. It's 8.3. So there we go. I have a healthy lead over the Sauber, and I intend to keep it. But as you can probably tell, I'm starting to wear my tyres out, and Gutierrez will start to make gains. The gap was 8 seconds previously, now it's 6.3, and there we go, a slide just to prove my tyres are starting to get worn out. And even though I fueled in reserve, it's not a good situation now. By lap 17, the pit stop window will open again, and Hulkenberg has caught up to me. Hulkenberg, the teammate, the number 1 at Sauber, has caught up, and he will want to overtake me, making so many seconds up on me. It's just so difficult to survive when your tyres are on their canvas or near enough to them. So I have to survive this next lap with the Saubers in my tow, or I'll be giving up vital World Championship points. And in I go. It's an early pit stop again, very wide in fact, and the Sauber behind me, Nico Hulkenberg, actually pitted as well. So big drama. This is a very rare occurrence on my channel, a battle in the pits between drivers for position. Here we go, 1 second, and 2 and 3. Oh, I've been held for safety, and Hulkenberg's through. Nico Hulkenberg is ahead, but look who it is. It's Pastor Maldonado. He's gotten ahead. I've never been so happy to see that frisky and cheeky Venezuelan in all my days. And this is a battle for position on the back straight. Maldonado holding up my opponent, and now the DRS battle begins. Hulkenberg trying to shift on the inside, but now he's at the gap. Here I go, dive bomb, I'm through. Double overtake into the DRS zone, and Maldonado has done an excellent job to get me back into contention. And definitely the Venezuelan teammate of mine has paid big time there. Probably the best defensive driving you'll see all season. He's done a wonderful favour for me, and even though he hasn't done any work in the World Championship points battle, that could prove extremely vital as the race goes on, with 11 laps to go. And you can see, look at the job he's done. He's really kept Hulkenberg at bay, so I'm absolutely thrilled with that. And now it's all about catching Gutierrez for 9th position. There's the Mexican now. I'm through. 9th position is back in my control, but Perez is a long way ahead, so any more points are out of the question. But now it's all about the battle for 9th. We can now take a quick update. It's Alonso, the World Championship leader, still winning. Vettel, Hamilton, Webber, Raikkonen, Massa, Rosberg, Perez, Harman, Gutierrez, Hulkenberg, Grosjean, Button, Sutil, Ricciardo, Maldonado, Verne, Di Resta, Van der Gaard, Peak, Bianchi and Chilton out of the race. So let's get back to the business. And now Nico Hulkenberg is free of my teammates' clutches, and even though we have a lapped competitor ahead, it's not going to be ideal as Hulkenberg continues to catch me and braking for another right and left. You can see now the blue flags are waving. Bianchi, the sole Marussia, must get out of my way, and I can thankfully activate DRS. I was less than a second behind, and yeah, I'll take that. And Hulkenberg now has a job to catch up, so I gained half a second in the final sector. So all good to me. It was nearly a new personal best for the race. My best is 1:46.0. I was trying all race to beat that, but now Nico Hulkenberg has done a very good job in the turn 1. He will get DRS of his own. Which way will the German go? Right, left, right, left. He won't go anywhere. He finally decides to go on the outside again, so I block the inside, and I'll get the advantage through the corner. So good defensive driving. Now you can see other cars are starting to make their way to my position. Hulkenberg again goes for the outside. He's on the same compound as me, I believe, and again the inside line is safe. So now look at that, you could see in the mirrors a black, red and gold car. Can you guess who it is? Yes, of course, it's Romain Grosjean. He wants to emerge from his disappointing qualifying session, and now he's going to distract Nico Hulkenberg a little while, which is all good to me. Now we head into the complex, the mid sector 2, and now turning left. Oh, that was close, getting well on the grass there, and I'm okay. But now you can look at that, lots of cars are getting involved in this battle. It's not just the Saubers, and it's not just the Lotus either. I believe Jenson Button, the man who was spun in the first lap of the race, is also here. and he wants to get back into contention. So I'm half a second up on my last lap, but Perez is a massive 38.5 seconds clear. So this is where the TV cameras will want to be if they want to get some action. And I complete the lap. Again, it should be consistent time. It's a 1:46. Oh, it's actually my new best lap of the day, so very competitive stuff now. Grosjean less than half a second behind Hulkenberg, and my rival Pod de Resta is really struggling. So any points I can gain here is all important for my battle to beat him in the championship. And now Romain Grosjean is through. The superior Lotus car is now the only person dividing me between 2 points and just the one. So here we go. Grosjean is going to give me a hell of a battle now. I haven't dealt with him all race, and now he's made a splendid job of catching me. I'm really under pressure. You can see how quick he is in the complex. Braking, and again I'm okay, and yeah, so we're okay, not too bad. Turning left and left again. It's a very difficult corner if you take your eyes off. I did make a mistake on it on lap 3 when I missed my braking point and I lost a lot of time. But now that again, you have to be very alert, going wide onto the grass and a slide, which won't help. But Grosjean will continue to attack, and moments later, it's the DRS zone battle. He's again trying to decide which way to go. He eventually compromises on the outside. It's another defensive move. And now Nico Hulkenberg could take advantage. He had DRS as well, but no, it's a good drive out of the corner from the Frenchman, and I'll be okay to take the racing line here. You can see I shimmy towards the scarred part of the tarmac to show where people brake and turn and stuff. So that's okay. Again, you can probably hear the marbles crackling on your sound as they start to kick up onto my tires. So now sector 2 again, going as wide as I can on the curb to get maximum speed into the corner, braking hard into the left, and I've taken too much liberty. Oh my goodness me, a huge slide that would have probably been fatal if it wasn't for traction control, and I've gotten away with murder there. And now with my tyres starting to tap out due to the pain, it's now Romain Grosjean's chance to attack. Here we go. He's got the DRS in the green line now. Here we go. I've gone outside. I thought I wanted to get rid of his slipstream, and it's certainly a big move. It's a huge gamble, and it's failed. Grosjean finally makes me crack, and it's a huge overtake for the complexity of the race. I'm now down to 10th. Any more mistakes, I'm out of the points after all that effort. And now braking. This is my last chance to regain the position. Grosjean looks comfortable. I brake normally here. Now I can see a gap. Can I take it? No. Grosjean's too quick. And the Lotus has done an incredible job. And I've pretty much done an amateur mistake, leaving the inside line free. And Grosjean has done it. But now, this is the very last lap. 28 of 28. I haven't been even spotted by the race leaders, so that's okay, but it doesn't matter with Nico Hulkenberg and Grosjean, or Gutierrez and Button all desperate for the point. But you can see now I'm going into rich fuel mix. Fernando Alonso wins the 2013 Korean Grand Prix to increase his championship lead. And now if you notice on the top right or the top left of your screen, there are only 20 cars remaining, and it depends who it is, which could influence my scoring. It was Mark Webber, so I'm back into 9th position, but Romain Grosjean is already 6 seconds clear. So now the Saubers are battling. Both want the World Championship points. No team orders in effect here. It's Gutierrez through. Gutierrez defeats his German teammate for the position, and now I have to get my breakaway, but it is good enough. Gutierrez is now 0.7 seconds behind, and Hulkenberg hasn't got an answer. Grosjean finishes 8th, and can I get the 9th place back? Yes, it should be. Harmon to cross the line in 9th position to give me 2 more championship points. I believe that is the second time I've finished in 9th. after my personal best of 6th in Hungary, if you remember that episode. So, what could have been, but it is 2 points, and I'll definitely take them any day of the week. So there we go, a thrilling race, which almost threatened to be probably the least entertaining of the episodes. But there you go, Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel are the top 3. Massa, Raikkonen, Rosberg, Perez, Grosjean, Harman and Gutierrez take the points. You can see how well Grosjean did from 17th in the grid. The unfortunate parties are Hulkenberg, Button, Sutil, Ricciardo, Verne, Maldonado, Van der Garde, Peak. Webber failed to make the finish. De Rest and Bianchi didn't even get further on the track, and Max Chilton also retired. So there you go, there's the cavalcade of cars going underneath your screen. It was a very exhausting race, but it was one I'll definitely take pride in. But I have yet to defeat De Rest in the points. Alonso is 24 points clear, and Nico Rosberg is 90 points back, so he will be definitely trying to beat the world champion Vettel. So there you go, very tight at the bottom half of the table. Williams will not be beating Force India anytime soon in the constructors, but if I get another 2 points for the Japanese Grand Prix, I will be ahead of Paul Di Resta, and we can now look at how much I've gained in experience, even though I failed to meet my race objective. There you go, I'm nearly at level 5, which is great. And there we go, so round 15 of the World Championship will take me to probably the best track on the calendar, at least for this half of the season. It is the mighty Suzuka I should say, and it's actually going to be a wet Grand Prix, another wet Grand Prix. They either love you or they hate you, but one thing's for sure, I'm not going to waste a chance to conquer on the 6th of October. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. It was a very difficult episode to make, since it looked like a boring one, but I did my best. So speak to you again soon. Bye now.